Last time on the Lumberjack Saga, we bought ourselves a new wood transport trailer, and we set a goal for ourselves of getting $250,000 in the bank, which we failed miserably. Yes, it was quite a rough time, and we didn't quite meet our goal, which was very disappointing, but it led to some soul searching, and I have done a lot of thinking about how we're going to move forward now. And here's what I've come up with. So I don't think that selling logs is better than wood chipping now at all at any time in the season, regardless of the prices. So yes, there is a big dip for wood chips, but I think that if you sell during that dip, it's still more financially viable than if you were to just haul the logs by themselves and sell them at the lumber mill. So with that in mind, we are going to basically revamp our strategy completely. We are no longer going to be selling straight logs to the lumber mill at all. That's not happening anymore. So now that that's the case, there really is, sadly, no reason for us to have this here anymore. My goal with this was to use it to make money in the wood chip off season, but it just didn't work out. The money was not really there. It took too long. The grind was too hard. So we're going to be saying goodbye to this truck today, which, yes, I know we did just purchase it, but if I'm not going to use it, I don't just want to leave the money sitting there. I'd rather just sell it now, get as much back as we can, recoup our losses on it, and move forward. Now, speaking of moving forward, I'm thinking that it might be in our best interest to invest the money we get back from that in a new plot of land. And the plot of land that I'm thinking is potentially going to be 16 right here. But I haven't 100% set my sights on that yet. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to drive this to the shop and we're going to say our farewells to it and hopefully get a big pile of cash because this was an expensive machine. All right, transport truck. It's good knowing you. So long. 70,000. We're really not losing much on these at all, which is that's really good. And 180, that was 221, so we're losing about 40 on you. Okay. Well, hey, it is what it is. But look, we have 325,000 now that we can invest in other areas, which I mean to me is a lot more useful than just having it tied up in a truck that we're never, ever, ever going to use again. So that, and you know what else? While we're here, we did sell something pretty early on in order to afford our tractor, which I think it's high time that we finally get back. And that's our CV truck right here. All right, my old friend, welcome back into the fold. You have been missed. This was my favorite truck, and it did hurt me quite a lot to sell it early on, so I'm glad we got it back. And it's just a nice way to move around. And if we do need to transport logs, this is a viable option for that. It does have a flatbed. You can fit quite a bit on there. So if we need to do that, we can pair this with our timber trailer and move something if we really need to. Okay, good to be back. Good to be back. Now, let's think about how we want to proceed forward. In terms of a land purchase, I'm looking at this guy right here, Farmland 16. Now, it is on quite a big, like, mountainy area, which we have to, consider when doing this. So let's just drive over there. It's right there. That's the land. Let's take a drive over, and let's kind of scout it out a little bit, see what kind of trees we got there, and if we're going to need anything else in order to effectively log this area. Okay, so it's got a very, very dense section of trees over here, and I am seeing a lot of lodge poles in there, a lot of aspens, and a lot of Scotch pines. And how about up the hill a little bit? Let's kind of just crest this here and see what's on the other side. Another big patch back here, but that might be on the land back there. Oh, what do we got here? A little broken down yard or something. That's cool. In terms of trees on this side, it looks like basically just a little patch over here. I think that half of this is going to be on field 17, if not all of it. So really we're looking at everything this way, and then this patch right here until we get down to the land that we currently own, which actually this right here is a pretty decent patch as well. So I'm thinking this is going to be our next purchase. Yep, I am actually quite liking this area. So I think we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger on this plot. Perfect. So now we have 15, 16, and 8 here. And we're starting to expand in the area, which is really nice. Oh, and now that we own this area, we actually own this place up here. Buildable log cabin. Let's go check that out. So this is a build site. Aha. Very interesting. What does this need to complete? Wood beams, planks long, and planks. Okay, very interesting. This could be something that we look into moving towards as well, to set ourselves up with a real home instead of that little mobile home over there. Very cool, very cool. So now we've got the land and we've got the plan. So really, what are we going to do in the off season now when the wood chip prices aren't so hot? So I've been thinking about that because I don't think it necessarily behooves us to sell everything in the off season. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, right? Because the prices aren't great. But I think we are going to need to sell a little bit in the off season in order to just keep like the cash flowing and make some steady progress. So what I've decided to do is for everything that we wood chip, we're only going to sell about a third of it in the off season, and we're going to save 2/3. We're going to stockpile it, and we're only going to sell that when the price is right. Now, I'm not sure if there's actually a way to stockpile wood chips aside from keeping them in the chipper. So that might be something we're going to have to look into here, if there is a way to store those. All right, it's not looking like there is. So yeah, I think our best option would be just to stockpile a whole bunch of logs like right here. And to do that, what we can actually do is just go right here and get a winch. And we can put this on the back of our white tractor, and this way we can drag three trees at a time. We'll just cut them down whole, drag them down here, and yeah, store them that way, and then just do all our wood chipping right here on our property. So let's go ahead and buy our winch. And let's go pick that up with our tractor. All right, there she is. There's our little winch. And we can do 6.6 tons with this. So that means that even if we were to cut down like 3 fully grown lodge poles, which I believe weigh 2.2 tons a piece, we can haul all 3 with these at once, which is great. And the reason I say all 3 is because you can hook up to 3 trees on the winch and drag them at the same time. We've actually got a couple strays over here that we can take back with us right now. Not going to take all the tiny ones, but these 2 bigger ones right here, I'm going to attach these up and we'll drag them back. All right, so we'll make this area here, which we always intended to have like log storage. Well, now we can finally actually use that. So let's detach these guys right here and let's go start chopping down some trees up there and making our little stockpile. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to start right here, take out this little bunch, and then slowly we'll work our way back. So this will be the first batch of trees right here. Now I'm going to cut these and process them into 12-meter sections. I'm pretty sure that that will be a good length for us, especially on these Scotch pines. I think that our Kubota will be able to handle that, no problem. And that's a pretty big length. So we'll get those transported down there in 12-meter sections, and our pile will be nice and tidy then.
I know that I can't go on without you. It's hard, cause it took 5 years until I found you. Oh, I'm not gonna let you go. Oh, I'm gonna hold you close. It's hard, cause it took 5 years until I found you. We're just getting started, baby. I can't control myself lately. Oh, but you know that
Hey, there's our initial cut done. I'm gonna start dragging these down.
To you, move next to me and show me all the things you wanna do. Oh, I can't wait to try them all. Going around the world in a fancy cars. Look at all the stars.
Okay, that's everything except for a couple little toothpicks here, which I'll leave for later. I'm gonna keep moving up the hill. Probably gonna go over here now. Start working my way up in this section, and I do realize now, looking back, it was kind of silly to cut those into 12-meter length because I could have been just hauling like whole trees. So I'm going to do that moving forward, and we'll cut them down there when we need to. Okay, we got a whole bunch of trees cut here, and, you know, I'm looking here, and I'm not sure why I didn't get the yarder, because that would have actually been really helpful right here. Yeah, we got a nice little chunk of trees down here now. I think what I'm going to do next, I'm going to jump in the Kubota, do a little organizing here, make some piles, and then we'll figure out what we want to sell, what we want to keep, etc. Okay, so that's pretty organized. Got our big trees over here, all our little chunks over here. And I think the first thing that we're going to wood chip is going to be all these little chunks right here. Just going to go ahead and get rid of all those. And we're going to start saving our big timber over here. And we'll wood chip that later on in the season when the prices are a little bit better. So I'm going to fire up the old wood chipper and bring it over here and get started doing that. Let me tell you, man, after last episode, it feels good to be chipping again. Like, really good. Okay, last log. Ready to go in. And man, it feels good to be chipping again, even with the Kubota. It still feels good. Now, we're going to go sell this. I don't know how much we're going to get. We've got a full trailer plus some more in the chamber there. So we're going to kind of get a gauge on the price here. You know, wood chip price, it's about a third of what it was when like the gravy train was in full effect. And we were just making cash hand over fist. Yeah, it's about a third of that. So we're going to go sell. We're going to see what we get. And keep in mind, last episode, I was out there for hours processing logs, loading them up, getting ready to go. So keep that in mind when we sell here. And let's just see what we get for these wood chips. I'd say this took me, I don't know, 20 minutes, something like that maybe. So yeah, we're gonna see how much money like per effort this is, if you know what I mean. All right, let's see how we do here. Okay, so just about what was that? 17,000. All right, I mean, our best load the other day, which took us a long time to cut and load and get ready, was 28,000. So we're 10 grand shy of that, and this was only how much work? I mean, like barely any. It doesn't make sense to sell the logs whatsoever. Wood chipping is 100% the way to go, and that is our future as a company. So that is going to be where we now focus all of our efforts. So each day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut logs. I'm going to sell a portion of them just to keep the money flowing, but we're also going to stockpile the majority of them. And then when we get back into peak season over here, that's when we're going to sell the vast majority of our wood chips. And I feel like this is going to net us a fortune doing it this way. So yeah, look at all these, man. It's very tempting to stop here and get those, but we're going to leave them for now. So that's the way moving forward. And then, you know, we also have like general cleanup. Now there's also some stumps up there that I want to get rid of, just to like keep our path unobstructed to our mountain over there. And yeah, like right there, there's one over there. There's a couple in the path. So we're going to get rid of those. But guys, that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know what you think of the new plan and how things are going. And as always, have yourselves a great day. And I'll see you on the next one.